Hello everybody, welcome back to 2K21. How's everybody doing today? Normally I would just jump into the game, and I have some players picked up that I already want to use, but we're going to go into collections, and I'm going to show you how much the new retro cards are going for. Now, today for me is Friday, so these cards literally just came out, so I'm going to show you the prices. Now, I want to know, what are they going for on console? Now, as you can see, MJ is going for about 4.5, 5, maybe even 6 million. Yep, almost 6 million right here. Let's go to Giannis. Giannis is going for about 600, 900k. He's going for a lot. 555. Lonzo's going for 600. He might even be going for more. This Lonzo card is going to be nice, I'm not going to lie to you. No cap. I think this is from like 2K16. I remember this card. Is it the one with like the 83? 70. But is he super fast? Yeah, I remember this card. This is a good card. It's expensive. And it got really cheap. I think that card was a pink diamond. There's this new Curry. I'm not gonna lie, I ain't looking too hyped on this. 95.3. He should have a 98.99. Now, the only time these cards are going to get cheap is when you get to these lower tier ones. But as you can see, the buy nows are kind of ridiculous. 60, 40, 80k, 50k. Glenn Robinson III. I remember this card too. I didn't get him though. I couldn't get him. And by the time I got him, the game was over. And he was no longer useful. So he's going for about 40. Kobe. I mean, as you can tell, a lot of starting bids are 100k, and I don't think there's going to be a buy now, and if there is, it's going to be 100k. Yep. Mo Bamba, he has a ridiculous buy now. This card will be fun, but I don't think it's going to be great. So he's about like 30. Isaac Bonga. This card's going to be fun, because he has a decent 3, like he has an 85-3, but he's 6'8" at a point guard. So I don't think he's going to be like LaMelo, like he can really dunk it. His handles are decent enough. His defense is god tier. Oh, and he's got 90 speed. This card's actually going to be pretty fun. This card's going for like 40, 30. Yeah, so I want to know how much, like more or less, what is MJ, Giannis, Lonzo, and Dennis Rodman are going for? Maybe even Steph. Are they all going for over 100k for you? Because on PC, day one, there's a reason why I don't buy a lot of cards day one, except for the lower tier ones. No. I had cards picked out for this challenge. So, I am going to use the Gasol brothers. Just because they're the Gasol brothers. I think it'd be fun. And just a really good point guard or shooting guard. We'll use the new Fred VanVleet. Let's get into it. I don't know who his teammates are going to be. The only people I can think is like Kemba. Maybe Kawhi, because he's on the Raptors, but I'm not sure. Oh, Mike Conley. I'm thinking of the wrong person in Zebo. Yeah, it shouldn't be hard. Oh, any Paul George card. I saw the challenge for this week in Limited, and it's original owner or what was it? Original owner or rewards card. And all heat check cards. I don't have any original owner heat check cards, because I don't buy packs. Literally this week said, if you've been buying packs this whole time, it'll be fine. I don't know how many points we gotta go to, or if this is a challenge. I feel like this is a challenge. Maybe it's blocks. I don't think it's 3s, and that's really the only thing I'm not sure about here. Come on. So it could be boards. Because big man. Is that 2? These. It's okay. So, we're still early in the video. So, let's talk about something people often ask. And they always ask about PC 2K. PC 2K is not bad. People always ask, are there a lot of hackers? Kind of. Like, our hackers mostly stick to my career because it's just easier if you're cheating, especially when you're playing by yourself, compared to when you're cheating with others. Because who's going to report you if you're cheating by yourself? But there are people who hack online. And you'll see those ridiculous builds where it's like the dude's 22 feet tall, a 900-foot wingspan, his arms touch the ground, his torso is smaller than his legs by a million miles. But there's not really any hackers on the my team side. I mean, there are some they can quit out without taking a loss. But I mean, that doesn't really bother me because it just doesn't happen a lot. But I don't know, we don't have like the hackers that you would think of. Because when I think of hackers, I think of somebody who's able to just turn on a button and now they're greening all their shots and they can't miss. Ooh. No, that was really bad. Darn. Let's see if Mark can pick up. I mean, Pal. Alright, let's see. Run it in. Never mind. Pull it. Ooh, his release is decent speed. I don't hate it. I really don't hate it. I know another question I often get is, how many people are playing? Like, is it just easy to get a game in? Is it hard to get a game in? Do you have to really try? Depending on the time you play is more determining of how easy it's going to be to run a game. So I live on the East Coast. If you play between like 3 and 9, you're going to get a game easily. It's not a problem. And it's easier to get a game in triple threat online than it is in like limited or unlimited, just because the games are so quick that somebody will always be looking for a game when you're looking for a game. The only knock I can give is that you don't have good matchmaking for teams, and I think it's because of how fast they want to get you into a game. So when I run like a lesser team, like a diamond team, I'm always running into pink diamonds. But when I run a full pink diamond team, I run into like full like emerald teams. And they always have a free agent, so it's like new cards or new players or something. So the matchmaking sucks. So if you're going to play it, you need to either have cards you're extremely comfortable with that can all shoot threes, because somebody's just going to be a bum and off ball the whole time. And it's worse when it's that person who's just constantly tapping A, because they're literally not playing, the computer's just doing it. Which I feel like if somebody's just constantly tapping it, 2K should know and just be like, I don't think you're fit to play online since you don't want to play half of the game. Just go play offline by yourself, because you practice a lot of offense, but you don't practice your defense, which isn't very hard. You just do it. So, to find a game, you really more or less just have to be on at the right time. There are time periods. It's like you can tell when it's bedtime, because there just won't be. It's a lot harder to get a game after 9 o'clock. Like, you can still get a game, but you might have to wait a lot longer. And sometimes that wait is just, it's annoying. Like, I don't like waiting for games. I find it extremely annoying. That's why before I was just playing these, I was playing a lot of triple threat offline. I would play online only when the card was good enough for me to want to play it. And it's like, you'll have a day where you'll run against everybody who's a bum. Not one good card. I went through and got I played 20 games in one day, and I lost 3 times. 3 times in 20 games. I don't think it's me being like, oh yeah, I'm so good at the game. No, I'm not so good at the game. I'm average. Just there's a lot of people who play this who are worse than me. And then you'll have days where you're going up against people who seem like all they play is park. They got all their dribbles down, but they don't know how to play defense because they're a point guard and they didn't want to learn. So they're off-balling you, but the computer knows what they're doing because they have specific settings that they run. Jeez. So if you're on console and you're thinking about switching over, I would say don't. But if you have a PC and you don't have a console and you're thinking about getting it for PC, I would say, yeah, it's a good idea. Just because it's not very hard to run. Like, I don't have a good computer. I had a good computer, like, when I got it 2 years ago. It wasn't, like, a top tier or anything. But now it's not that great. Like, it's a 1080p rig, not a 4K. Which when I upgrade, I definitely want to upgrade to a 4K rig just to run 1440p. So that way, the build lasts longer since I'd be running a lower quality. So, we talked about cheaters, which is more or less rare. We talked about how you can get a game in. Talked about running the game. Now, if you were to be just like me and go and be like, okay, I'm going to make videos. Making videos for 2K is so weird. Because if you run the game, like I have a 1440, I have a 144 hertz monitor. So 144 frames a second. But sometimes I want to run it in 60 because it just makes the games easier to record since you're running less than half the frames. But if you run it at 60, you'll get screen tearing really bad when you're recording. Which doesn't make any sense because you have to bump it up. You got to turn your something. You got to turn stats off. Like something to help with screen tearing. You have to turn that off or else you'll get really bad screen tearing. Good job. Go back up. No. So the game itself just doesn't make sense. Like, even if you have a good rig, you'll get screen tearing if you don't run specific settings. I mean, can the game look good? Yeah, the game can look amazing. Including you can get a low refresh rate monitor. I have a 1 millisecond refresh rate. And you don't realize how bad the refresh rate on your TV is once you go from PC to... from console to PC to back to console again. Because I wanted to play my Xbox to just play old games that I bought. And I was playing it on my TV, and I realized how bad that refresh rate lag is. No, get the ball. I need to ask y'all, does that happen on console too, where you throw it and it just misses everything? Like, it happens it sometimes doesn't happen at all, but sometimes it'll happen twice a game. I was really just using this Fred card. He's not bad. Especially for what you can get him for right now, which is like... how much did I get him for? 30k? If it was even that. Yeah, I got him for pretty cheap. Especially the fact that he was going for over $1 million just a couple days ago. Which, I just want to get that pink diamond Lonzo. That card's going to be pretty fun. I think I remember getting him at the end of the year when he was going for... how much was he going for? Like 25,000, and you could get diamond contracts for like 10k. So I would just buy a bunch of pink diamonds and galaxy opals, and post them up, post them up, post them up. I'd get a bunch of pink diamonds and galaxy opals, put diamond contracts on them, and then I could just run them for free. So every time I'd play a game, I'm making a profit compared to if you're not, or you're buying contracts. His release is kind of slow. It's probably good enough, because if his man's in the paint, he's out, it's not fast enough. I don't remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, Fred. I like Fred. I still think he's undersized, so if you ran up against somebody taller, or somebody just being cheesy, like, who's cheesy? Like that new Lonzo card. He's just gonna be too fast, too small, too tall, and he's got a decent block, and he's got a good shot. He's got good handles. Like, you wouldn't be able to hang with that card with this card. Unless you really are used to his animations and you're able to be like, oh, he's gonna do this or this. It's jab, pull up. They both have a very slow release. And it's not like it's extremely slow or even bad. Just it's not what I'm used to. I hope it's just a 50, not to 60. Is it? Alright, that's fine. Hopefully I did the challenge. Even if I didn't get the win, I'll just do it in the next video. So, I hope I don't care if I did it or not. This is just more or less to talk about something. Yeah, we didn't do it. 6 assists with any player. Alright, I'm just gonna do that off camera. That's not a very hard challenge. If I had just played it a little bit different, I would have did it easier. But if you want to make the challenge a little bit easier or harder, just run like a power forward, a center, and a point guard, just to make it even. So, I'll talk to you in the next video when we do Marc Gasol's 8 blocks. And we'll do something in the next one. Peace.